Hey everybody, my name is Carrie Mubarak. I gotta back up a little bit so I have room. This works. Um, Hi everybody, my name is Carrie. I am at wooingnature.life and this is your August reading. This reading is for my Libra pals. Hey Libras out there, hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody has made it through the storm of the Mercury retrograde. Preceded by the what was the other thing, the total eclipse, the eclipse. So people are still kind of dealing with that energy, and if you've been checking in with other people on the YouTube channels, I've heard a lot of mediums and a lot of channels saying that, you know, we may be dealing with this energy for a little while. I'm definitely feeling that for real. Sometimes people predict things, you're not really sure if that's really going to happen, but I've definitely been feeling this kind of like you know, this layover or this jet lag energy. Well, not really jet lag. I can't call it jet lag, but I'm going to say it's definitely some leftover energy that we're still dealing with from the retrograde and from the eclipse. And so just checking in with you guys, hoping everything is going well and that you have made it through and that you're okay. So this is, excuse me one second, trying to get all these messages coming in. So Libras, let's see, what have I been feeling in relationship to you all? Just in general, I guess I would say to just keep going. I think that's the best thing to say for Libras right now. Just keep going. It seems like it's a little bit strange right now for you all, like you're not really sure what's going on. You're not really sure if the efforts that you're making are necessarily paying off, but it seems like here in the last few days or like maybe even a week, you may be feeling some change in that particular area. You may be feeling a little bit better about that. The first card that I pulled up is the Nine of Cups, so definitely things are looking up for you Libras if they haven't been already. You guys are really blessed. Y'all are really lucky. You give a lot of love and you give a lot of yourself. You want everybody to be okay. And because of that, you know, you do a lot from your heart and you do a lot to try to make people feel like you care and like they are cared about. And so sometimes when you, well, not sometimes, all the time, when you give from your heart and when you give from a place of love, it does come back to you. It may not seem like it's coming back in the form that you want it to come back in, or it may feel like, well, it's not really, you know, maybe you didn't want it like that way, but it does come back to you, and eventually it comes back to you in the form that you actually, you know, would like it to. But first of all, you have to kind of like allow spirit to have its way with you, right? So I'm getting that too right now. All right, so we'll just keep going. We'll keep pulling. We'll keep seeing what's going on. I've been telling everybody these cards, I don't know, like I think we all need some grounding or something. In every reading, these cards, they flip out and they hit the ground. So I was saying to myself, maybe we all need a little grounding right now. So, and I would say definitely that is the case. So we got Queen of Wands here. That's very much a Libra card. You know, Libras like to feel themselves and be connected to themselves. They are definitely independent creatures. They're definitely people with a lot of you know, an air of what is the word I'm looking for, an air of royalty, you know, of regalness about you. And so the Queen of Wands is definitely, to me, when I see it, I think about Libras almost immediately. Libras to me are kind of your consummate hosts and hostesses. They are people who really know how to make people feel good in a room. This is a social period with the moon. The full moon just was in Aquarius, which is a real social, it's a social house. The sign of Aquarius rules the 11th house. The 11th house is all about people and connections and parties and co-workers and gatherings of any kind of sort. And so this is where Libras kind of shine. So if you're in the mood for hosting a party or hosting an event or gathering some people together, that's where you are going to shine, and that's where your energy is shown the most. So the next card I have up is the Knight of Pentacles. Focusing on the money or focusing on your physical needs. I'm going to say physical needs. I'm not going to say it's necessarily money. You can apply physical needs to wherever that applies for you. But I'm definitely getting physical needs, and that there is a need to go ahead and check on that. So if there's things that have been um, not if there's things that haven't been lining up, like if you've been getting um, feelings in your body or whatever, and you're not really clear about what's going on with it, please go see the doctor. Please go and check those things out, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay, so check those things out, but definitely your physical needs have to be met, and you need to make sure that your physical needs are getting met. Sometimes we can like trade in the needs that we like. When we're talking about your physical needs being met, like sometimes if people's physical needs, it's difficult for people's physical needs to get met, i.e. like what if you don't have a lot of money, or what if your resources are short or something like that, and you feel like you can't do that. Still, the self-care is very important. So whatever you're doing toward that end of making sure that your physical needs are taken care of, it all counts toward the goal. And then every effort that you put in toward that is going to reap you some kind of benefit. And I do recognize that there's people out there who don't have insurance. There's people out there who aren't able to go and check, excuse me, trucks passing by. They aren't able to go to the doctor. They aren't able to go to the dentist. They aren't able to do some of the things, or even some of the self-care things you do. Go online, go on YouTube, find out how you can make your own, I don't know, sugar scrub or whatever it is that, you like to kind of pamper yourself. You really need that right now, and do whatever you can. And if you have extra resources, use those to go do something that takes care of yourself. Okay. And that's okay too. The other thing that's okay is that if you need to go and seek some alternative care, sometimes those things are, you can save up a little bit and get some really good results from them. I'm just saying that because I know there are people that don't always have it. You gotta be real about that. All right, so we have 8 of Cups in reverse. Looks like some time well spent. Time alone is time well spent. That's what I'm getting from that. Time alone is time well spent. The time that you spend internally is time well spent. And I'm also getting that along with this Knight of Pentacles that I was just speaking of in terms of self-care. Okay? Got to do that. Okay? And then because you guys are such social animals, I don't know if you always necessarily like to be alone, but, time alone is time well spent. Okay. All right. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is usually about trying to control, or trying to hold on to something, or trying to keep something that, represents, I don't know, something to you. It could represent status. It could represent comfort. It could represent home. Things are changing right now, Libra. Things are definitely shifting. The shift is good for everyone, right? So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like you really are trying to hold on to what you have, release it. You got to let it go. You have to let it go. And I know I get tired of that phrase, let it go, because people always say, oh, just let it go. And it's easier said than done. But wherever you feel like you're kind of hanging on to something, or you're trying to keep something, or, there's some level of security and safety in you maintaining either a relationship or a job, or, your own status, or, you want to keep a title, or I don't know, whatever it is, it's like it's not really going to benefit you. And it's also not going to open you up to be able to receive the gifts of your blessings, the gift of your blessings that you have already earned. Okay, so anytime you're holding on to something, you gotta free up. You can't put more sugar in a full bowl, right? So you gotta share it, give it out, whatever, let it go, remove it from your life. Anything that's holding you up, pinning you up, hanging you up. And then you got to really pay attention to that, Libra, because you guys, I'm getting a feeling like, sometimes you guys don't know when to let something go. A lot of us don't know that, but I'm feeling right now that you all in particular are having a difficult time knowing when to let something go and what to let go. Not just when, but what to let go of. So you feel like you got to keep it all. You feel like you got to hang on to it all. No. Especially if you're not receiving. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I keep putting it out there. I'm praying for things. I'm putting my intentions out there. I'm doing my affirmations, and it's not coming back. If that's the case with you in this 9 of Cups right here, if that is the case, it is all about this right here. It's all about something you're hanging on to that you have to release so that you can be in a position to receive the next set of blessings. You know what I'm saying? And those things are like, more in alignment with what it is that you need right now. Okay? So Three of Pentacles, I've got that in reverse coming in too. The Three of Pentacles in reverse is collaborations and connections and making the right connections with people. I'm getting that as a part of this hang-on-y stuff too. I'm getting that too. Like, if things aren't coming together, if you aren't able to make the relationships that you are nurturing, if there's nothing coming out of it. So let's say if it's a romantic relationship, if it's a romantic relationship and you're putting a lot into the relationship but you don't feel like you're getting a lot out, then it's time to stop doing that, because that's not about the giving nature of who you are. It's really about controlling and trying to hang on to something that's no longer serving or that no longer blesses you in the way that you need to be blessed. Okay, does that make sense to you all? I hope that makes sense to you all. So it's like, you got to give to get. You got to give a little to get a little. You all are giving of the heart and you give of yourself. But like when it's time for you to let go of something that's going to free up space in your life to get to receive the blessings of your other gifts, the ones, the real for real though gifts, right? Not the things you're hanging on to, the gifts. There's a difference. I hope you're understanding that. Then you're just, it's holding it up. It's holding up the progress. So you got to learn how to let go. Okay, so we got 3 cards here. We got the Page of Wands in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And then we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. No, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse with the Knight of Wands. That's what we have. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands. I'm getting right here that you all are not really being true to your form and true to yourself and true to what it is that you really, really want. This right here is what I'm saying is things that motivate you, things that that get you going, that get your yang up, that get you moving, that make you excited and all of that other kind of stuff. You're not adhering to that. Like, you're not listening for that, and you're not adhering to that. What you're doing is saying, oh, well, I've got to do this thing or that thing, and you got it in your head what it is that you are supposed to be doing. That word suppose goes right up there with the word should on my list of words I can't stand. Okay, so Page of Wands and the Page of Swords, Page of Wands and Ace of Swords in reverse. It's like you have to be really honest about what's motivating you. You got to be really honest about what's motivating you. I think sometimes Libras, oh no, not I think sometimes, I know sometimes. Sometimes you guys are judged like what it is that you want. Like, or what it is that you desire deep down in your heart. Or you judge desire, period. Like you think it has to look a certain way and act a certain way and behave a certain way to count. It's really about you and what it is that, feels right for you, feels good for you, feels like it's going to motivate you. That's that motivation. That's the Knight of Wands, the motivation. 2 of Pentacles says you need to bring that to balance. You got to bring that to balance. So like, this is how you know when you're judging what it is that you want. When you say, oh, I want this, and you're like, well, but I don't need that. You already judged yourself. You already negated what you put out in the universe that you wanted. So you told the universe what you wanted, and then you grabbed it and brought it back. Okay? Or let's say, oh God, it's like anything that you say. I don't care if it's cake. I don't care if it's a lover or whatever. After you ask for it and you say you want it, or you say that's what you need, then you tell yourself why you don't need it. It cancels it out. So you got to bring that to balance. Also got the Ace of Wands in reverse, and did I show you that? I've got the Ace of Wands in reverse here, and I also have the Tower in reverse. That goes right back to what I was saying before. It's like if you're not honoring yourself, then you invite these Tower kind of situations. But since it's in reverse here, it could mean one or two things. It could mean that the Tower experience, like that Tower experience, what I call Tower experiences, are like things that happen that kind of throw you off where you were going and put you on a whole different path. Okay, so either you have already recently had that experience and you're still going through that, or either there is a Tower experience that you're not even aware of. You know, like it could be a shakeup happening around you right now. And again, it deals with that Ace of Wands. We talked about the Knight of Wands. We talked about the Page of Wands and your motivation, where your fire is, where your passion is, what it is that drives you and moves you and keeps you going. Those things that are doing that, you have to be in touch with that. So if you're not in touch with that, then yeah, there's going to be some kind of experience like this. It could either, you know, come in the form of a major shakeup if you're being real stubborn. And another thing that you need to know is that Tower experiences usually happen when we got control mechanisms going on back in the background. Tower experiences happen when we've got control mechanisms going on in the background, okay? It's background noise, something that's telling you, oh, I should do this and I shouldn't do that, and this is the way it should be, and I don't know what I'm doing, okay? That's going to invite that kind of situation right to you so that you can let go of that, because that's the stuff that holds you back, Libra. That's that mess that holds you back. I hope you guys got a chance to spend some time in the full moon that just happened on the 15th. I hope you did get a chance to do that, because there in that moon was the energy of recognizing the difference between duty and honor, and what one really desires and what really one wants, and like also not judging that, and also being able to, you know, connect to other people. So I'm hoping that you guys got a chance to connect to that energy. If you haven't, and hey, it's never too late. You got all the way into the next phase to capitalize off of that. Seven of Wands. Yep. I don't know. Maybe you guys, some of you all are biting off more than you can chew. You're having to take one thing at a time. You're having to make a decision about what to choose and what not to choose. That's good. That's a positive. That's a part of that Nine of Cups energy I'm getting. I'm getting that you know, like if there are a lot of opportunities coming your way. Oh, all of a sudden the light just went bad on me. Hold on, let me see if I can get it back. Ah, that's better. Maybe a little better. All right, so if this right here, this energy right here of things coming back to you, what you put out, it may be coming back in full force, or in like a lot at one time, and you're like, oh my God, it's all happening at once. Okay, that's a good thing. But what it is it's going to require you to say no to something. You're going to have to learn what to say no to and what to keep, which really goes back to knowing what you're passionate about, right? That goes back to all this stuff here. Being true to yourself, honoring yourself, knowing what it is that you're really trying to work with, and then knowing what you don't, because otherwise it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. So really get clear about that. I would recommend some meditation around that. Do some meditation, some creative visualization. You know, just really go in. Again, we have the Eight of Cups here that says that, you know, you haven't been, so you may need to go in and deal with that. Open yourself up internally. Get your internals open so that you can, you know, so that you can hear, you know, for yourself what it is that you really want. And especially if the things that are coming at you, or the things that are coming towards you, are things that you really have an interest in, or if you're like, oh wow, like I like this and I like this and I like this, I want to do it all. Well, you can't do it all. You got to pick a few, like I would say not more than 3, because otherwise you're going to be overwhelmed in the end. Because see, like if you keep your hand in all of these things, it's going to be too much when they all build up and when it all gets bigger, right? It's going to be too much. So pick 1 or 2 things, 3 at the most, and don't try to overdo it. Joy is yours. Happiness is yours. Spend time in the sun. The summer is about to be over very soon. So if you haven't been to the beach, if you haven't gotten a chance to spend some time in the sun, definitely do that. But also just find the sun inside yourself. Find that joy inside yourself. Go back to your childhood. Go back to some of the things you did as a child. You know, one of the things I love to do when I want to get back to my childhood is go get crayons and a coloring book out. You know, like go find those things that you used to do when you were about 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that, and reacquaint yourself with it. You would be surprised. You'd be surprised at the outcome. You'd be surprised at like how you feel after you get to do that. All right, so is there anything else for Libra for this reading? Any other advice, any other messages, anything else we need to know about this reading in relationships with Libra? Nope, looks like no. Nope, I'm getting nothing. All right, so Queen of Wands, y'all Queen of Wands people, King of Wands people, however you identify. Let me just say that, you know, you guys are well on your way. Nothing negative here in this reading at all. The main thing, work, as far as work that you need to do moving forward. Learn what to hold on to and what not to hold on to. Watch those control places, the things that make you feel secure and safe and all of that, and that you're trying to hold on to, stuff like that. Get that out of the way, and then really concentrate and meditate on your passions and the things that really draw you in and keep you motivated. Balance yourself in that. Libras always need balance. Can't have a Libra reading without the balance card, right? So keep those things in balance. If you are having a tower experience, or if you have just finished a tower experience, fear not, fret not. It's all good. It's all there to kind of keep you moving towards your holy divine order, and toward that which is going to give you much love in the end. All right. So if you would like to take a deeper dive, if you want to look at your personal read, you can do a personal reading, or if you want to look at your love life, or if you want to talk about work, or if you're looking at what your career trajectory is looking like, you can reach out to me at Kerri, Kerri at wooingnature.life. If you're in the Triangle area, I will be on 102 Jams at 7 a.m. on this Friday. I think that's August 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to listen in there, I will be on doing some readings, and you'll be able to call in. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope you all have a wonderful life.